I want to know where that Chase lunch is. Like, all I see is water and chips. I want to see some of that corporate. I want to see some of that corporate stuff here. All I see is water and chips. Come on, Mr. Chase. I'm always thinking, don't pay me any mind. All right. What welcome everybody? If it is to welcome everybody, then that will be prayer. All right, you guys ready? Are you ready? Are you on yet, Chris? Not yet? Oh, then I gotta clean up my ass. All right.
Good morning, everyone. I know the work on it. I'm leading our community work here in Jersey. It's a pleasure to be here. Welcome and consultations and partnership with the New Jersey Reentry Corporation. This work is more about more than just security records. It's about restoring the city. It's very different about it. It's like this represents. We know that this is very what we
Thank you so much. So guys, you better clap for people at lunch. Like, if any by lunch, you'd be having single cars, NJRC, nasty chicken. And on Fridays, it gets worse. So sandwiches. But anyway, my name's Kim McGreevey. God is good all the time. Come on, church, preach. So, like, this is about expungement, right? You know what the old hymn says? We fall down. Excuse me, we fall down. We all fall down and we all get up, right? So this is about expungement. It's about saying, those of you without sin cast the next stone. There weren't many stones being thrown because we all make mistakes, right? We all make errors in judgment. So we woke up this morning and like, where's Nick? Where's that young kid, Nick? Nick, come up here. You look at those? Wait. I don't want you clapping too much. Right there, we said we all fall down. Like who makes the decision to wear a tie like that with a shirt like this? Yeah. Now, you're gonna come up later. We talk about sinning. I looked at that thing and I got a headache. Like, Lord, have mercy on me. But I just want to say thank you to everybody here from the Jersey Reentry Corporation. This is all about, Calvin Bass in the room. Sal, come on up here. Now, when you put that damn phone down, so this is all about expungement. Why are expungements important? Somebody tell me why expungements are important. Go ahead, anybody. So your record, what else? Guy in the back. Get your freedom back? Well, you already got your motherfucking freedom back. giving the community a second chance. What? I'd like to let you know. Go ahead. A better job. Amen. Look at this. I give you a job just to look at those earrings. But I mean, so let me just say this, right? We all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. The first thing I'd like to say to everybody is we have to forgive. Who do we have to forgive? Amen. We have to forgive ourselves, right? Because those of us without sin, there's not nobody in this room. I know me. I make mistakes. I make sins every day, right? So I just have to, that's why I say my prayers to the Lord, because I try to become a better person. But expungement means when you do time, you pay your debt back to society. But expungement is wiping the slate clean. In early America, colonial America, people saw crimes as sins, right? And then whether they put you in the stockade or they put you in jail, but after you're done serving your time, you were done, right? Damon, you guys keep it down over there. Look at them talking. I'm trying to talk to them. They're talking. We have rules in this house. But what happens is, you got to understand that there's got to be a moment against which the shame stops, right? When you pay your debt back to society, when you ask for God's forgiveness, when you start contributing back to society, you have to change what's in your head, right? Because if you're still acting out of the old shit, then you'll continue to act out of the old shit. You got to start thinking a new way. St. Paul says in Corinthians, we're going to do things a new way. So part of doing things a new way is, for me, it just happens to be not my will, but how I understand God's will in my life, right? And whether you're looking at the Quran or the Christian Bible, or you're looking at any book of worship, it's trying to do God's will in our life. Expungement is man's law, but the importance about expungement is, and God bless Sandy Cunningham, Senator Cunningham, when we drafted that bill, is saying, look, after you do your time, after you serve notice, expungement means it's clean. It's a clean slate. And that's what we're about. It's a clean slate. But one most important thing, I just want to say this. What's my friend in the back? What's your name? Joseph. Joseph, the most important thing is not what society says about Joseph. The most important thing is what Joseph says about Joseph. Jesse Jackson used to say, whatever you can conceive and believe, you can achieve. Amen. Calvin's old, like all you young guys don't know shit. But like all of us. Remember, those are the old lines, right? So we're here today to get expungements, and I'm going to turn this over to Rahat. But before I do that, I just wanted to call upon Calvin Bass. Calvin, come on up here.
First of all, I want to say good morning, everybody. And I'm so honored to be here and to be a part of what we have right now, expungement. And to let you brothers and sisters know that it's a great thing to have a person. And I say this because of my years of being with this individual from behind the wall who's been there or worked with. I just didn't meet him. And to let you know, and I wanted y'all to hear and see how important it is that we, talking about us, excuse my language, that done fucked up throughout our life, made major mistakes, but to have people become an advocate and a voice for us, it means a lot. Am I right about it? So the thing I want, that's what I'm talking about. So, like I tell y'all in orientation, I ain't gonna camouflage shit. It is what it is. But I stand on the fact that we enter, where you will find, like I tell all of y'all, good, orderly direction. It says, God, when we break it down, it's good, orderly direction. Like I said, everybody. second chance and it was a strong advocate for me. I got a life on parole. But I stand before you today for his help. So I'm here to let you know that reentry is not designed with no particular person in mind. It's for everybody. But the whole thing about it, we feed off of their energy. So I always say to those that have been where I've been, the only excuse is what I'm not doing. Okay, so I say to y'all, take full advantage of this opportunity. Reentry is all about an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? And I will say to you over and over again, it only works if you make it work. I know what he does. I be with him. I know what our legal team does. But I'm saying it to all us. But sometimes we sit around on our ass and think somebody owes us something, but it don't happen like that. But I'm here to let you know reentry is that support base. Like I tell all y'all, we is a safe haven. We can come here and talk. And I'm not saying to you earlier, Scholar at the orientation, y'all graduated. So again, what I say, I stand on. But I want y'all to understand, it will only work if y'all allow it to work. I know what he's about, and I know what reentry is about, and I love it. And I want y'all to be a part of that. I told y'all before, we are your extended family, but we don't accept anything and everything. I've been supposed to tell you that. But we dealt with that shit behind the wall. Now we're on equal ground. So it's no more excuse. You don't want to say it because that he's trying to help us expunge, as we said before, clean the slate. So we got to take advantage of it. Okay, and again, I won't hold up all your time. I thank y'all for coming out and trusting for me. You today, you'll have a full day of important information. And again, some of you may not be eligible for it, but that don't make you become discouraged. But now you get an opportunity to know exactly what you're working with and what you need to strive for. On that note, there, thank you to yourself. A round of applause for being here.
Thank you, Calvin. I'm glad Calvin just talked to Nick about how to dress. But we will also have a clemency clinic on the 18th with the governor's office. So just keep that in the back of your head. I think that's next Thursday. So clemency is different than expungement, right? Expungement means the legal process is a lot easier to get. Is it on the 18th? 17th. What day of the week is that? Thursday the 17th. Thursday the 17th. Oh God, if you change the day. Thursday the 17th. So Thursday the 17th, we're going to have an expungement clinic right here at 10 o'clock. So clemency means the governor wipes away your crime. Expungement is the courts, the governor's office does that, but it's fundamentally different. Expungement is erasing. Clemency is an act of forgiveness, an act of pardon. So just understand that. And that's going to be next Thursday, right? Next Thursday at 10 o'clock. So remember, there's expungement today, there's clemency. The reason why we do this is, as Calvin says, we want to give people the best information so everybody's aware. So I'm going to call up Rahat, but I just want to say to everybody here, I want to say thank you for your being here. Thank you for believing in reentry, but the most important thing I say from my heart, thank you for believing in yourself, right? And like we've all made mistakes. We can make amends and go back, but it's about all of us doing a new thing, believing in the power of the Spirit in our hearts and our souls. The old expression is that God don't make no junk. And everybody here in this room is precious and valuable child of God. So you got to live into your better self. So again, I just want to say thank you to everybody. I want to say thank you to Liz, Jenny, Cindy, the entire team. And now, I'd like to introduce our, got all these titles, our attorney, General Counsel Rahat. Rahat.
Thank you, everyone. Good morning. My fancy title, very good. I'm the Chief Legal and Compliance Officer for the agency. That basically means that I handle corporate business for the agency, legal affairs, contracts, agreements, and also manage a team of legal services. issue from the court marking, called fine waivers, driver license suspension, emergency security cards, and, you know, one of the things that we hear today for a very robust 50 years of online journalism, very serious with helping our program expunge date people who are successful in assisting with expunging. Very proud of that. It's very exciting every single time that we're I didn't want to take up too much of your time. We have a agenda here. But thank you for being here. I know that we will follow up with our legal services coordinators. And, yeah.
Is Kathy Davis in the back? Everybody look at Kathy Davis. And Kathy has to be from a real city, Jersey City. Instead of this great city. I was visiting Bergen yesterday, but I want to say thank you to Kathy, and I want to say thank you to Lynn, and thank you to Lord. So we're next to this whole office, great kid.
Damon Watson, the senior director of the
Right, and Leslie, and I'm going to get in the back and be quiet. I just here, you know, I want to say thank you to Chase. Because we're oh, you know, certainly, I want to say thank you. There's a lot of people, a lot of companies that go to the game, and so on, so they go to I wanted to, here we are, and I think it's Bergen, Friday. I know that you're here. What is it? You gotta believe in yourself. You gotta believe in yourself. You gotta believe. You gotta remember. Believe in yourself. Believe. And you gotta believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. So we're gonna get it up with it.
My name is Damon Watson, I'm the senior director of the Legal Services Department. Basically, we're Chatha, legal services. I'm glad that you're really a shot of guys. I've been my name in the problem. And I know this because I think here. So the first time that I was at a public, I remember reading my pants. I don't actually say that somebody else did something. Then recently we have a white shirt and tie into the dead on the sound. I'm kind of funky. And I said, you know what? I'm done. I'm not going to dress for you anymore. I'm going to dress for me. I got a new fit, lavender, light blue shoes, works. So I'm done with that. And everybody give it up for me. Since it was founded 10 years ago, the Jersey Reentry Corporation is a legal services team has touched the lives of about 35,000 families. I'm going to take it through one. So, our guy, his father was very complicated. And for the first half of their day, in the country, they have both a medical degree and a law degree. However, this same man also pretty routinely did white because himself had a medical. And sometimes he did it in front of the kids. So, despite the trauma and chaos, he managed to put together a grad school, started a promising career, got married, had some kids, and things were great. So, over a period of about 6 years, sorry, 5 years, he lost 6 families, 2 grandmothers, grandfather, mother, father, and he. That happened in the year that he had. What you already know. That trauma, grief, depression, addiction, problems, divorce, loss, ultimately, he fell. So this guy goes into all three and basically walks the next guy. He walks the Catholic, and he did enough to see drug addict, see himself. That's not the case. You're gonna call always get along. So he did 9 months, and he was released, and we got out. He was able to go and get the job. We got into it. It has to plan, and so I blame still with me. But so he was caught, went to jail, got out, got $1,000. The only one happens in the offer, they were cheap on the offer. So he did. We were back in the back. People didn't even try to they got more aggressive and they made their hands hard. And then multiple conspiracy and fraud charges here, and himself out of jail. That's what we call recidivism. That's what recidivism is. He did another line. Crazy. But here's the thing. The second time you got a deal, you have something. Something. You're thinking the day was pretty article about the Jersey Reentry Corporation, and it was telling you the project that they were agreeing working on the way and the table the wire. Beside the facility. So he saw profit. He got out. Never mind. Did a good job. So we fight for it. Now, it's been over about 50 years. It is a life of service. Because through all that time, he learned and great thing in the life. But he said, you can have it like somebody might be kind of impressed with about that particular story, right? Well, it's not that impressive. That's not a particular story. I'm going to let that sink in for a minute. Answer what I think is obvious questions. One, yeah, black. You know how when you take a woman with Creole from Louisiana, you mix her together with a Latina and the Bergen and Alabama, you get this, right? I can look how I look. I'm like, oh, okay. All of that actually happened. I was depressed. I was getting high. What was it? Not to the chance to grow. So, first, it's taking me a long time to be able to talk about it. I was released in 2020. And so, really now, where they talk about it a lot, but I think that's deep. Because I think it's about pretty simple. Cancer, sponsored, and look like anybody, right? And you want to look at me, right? And those look at me deceiving. I mean, I'm black, black, here's the black, right? My first student, with the color, or, law school, the homeless. Like, how eventually I bought down, and this is the part, right? So my heart went up, and I went from state to state to state champion. And it's really free. I don't think it's on 13 minutes off like this. Then, my daughters, I think in 2024, I completed the class of and those things are great. Which is what I'm looking for the first time. But correct, because this year, just last month, on my birthday, I went to Nebraska, and I competed all by the USA, which means that next October, I can go to the United States and fight. Yeah, I didn't have to brag all that stuff. I'm pretty proud, but the bragging was all in service of making one crucial point about Expungement. See, here's the thing. Despite all of it, despite everything I've done in first grade, despite my mind being state champion, world championships, hundreds of millions of dollars of money saved, hundreds of awards recalled, despite all of that, I am leaving Jersey Reentry Corporation today, and for my colleagues in the room, I'm not leaving. All right, it's just make the better. But I am leaving Jersey Reentry Corporation today. Go to New York City. Try to get a job at a big corporation, big law firm. Right? Doesn't do that. Get all the way to get come up with it. And I get it. But despite all of these things, okay. Sorry, not sorry. Because if I have all of that stuff, and I can't get it, what about everybody that I don't have a right? What about the folks that don't have a law degree, don't have a college, don't have a high school diploma, don't even have a GED? What about no? Because if it's hard for me, it's hard for you. Follow me. Why do I have to do that? But if you live in New Jersey, right? You have this team. You have another McGreevey, you have this delivery support and we'll do everything we can to find something. So, with that, I want to hand it over to Nick, who don't make my record first. All right.
Thank you to Damon, Rahat, McGreevey for introducing this programming, and thank you guys all for being here for that. Over the next 30-ish minutes, I'm going to give you guys a quick presentation about how expungement actually works in the state of New Jersey, how eligibility works in the state of New Jersey, so you can start to get an idea of if you may be eligible for an expungement. And at the end, I'll talk about some common pitfalls you can get out of for your expungement to start to move the process along smoother. And then we'll have a little bit of time for general questions. And then after Chase with their financial workshop, we have other legal services coordinators who are in the back of this room who are going to be able to help screen you for expungement so that if you're a New Jersey reentry client, we can actually file the expungement for the next week for you. So I'm going to start off with the process of expungement. Actually, start on that. So the expungement process in the state of New Jersey, like Rahat mentioned, the current clean slate expungement law was passed in 2019, and then the online portal that you use to file for an expungement was created in 2021. So that's something that we know really well, that portal, and we can help you process. But generally how this process works is you file an expungement petition through the portal online, depending on the county, sometime between hopefully 60 days, sometimes a little bit longer. The prosecutor from that county reviews your expungement petition. If nothing's wrong with it, we hope there will be nothing wrong with it, and the expungement is granted. It goes to the state police department to process that expungement and process the expungement and clear your record. What that actually looks like is a database. So currently, the charges that will be expunged are all in the public database that anyone can find and see. So if you got any employment background check, or housing background check, those charges and convictions pop up. Once you have an expungement and it's processed by the state police department, only the state police and select few state government agencies can actually see your convictions and charges. So if you went to an employer, you wouldn't have to check a box that said convicted of felony, it wouldn't show up. So that's why they're so important. Here at Reentry, like Damon said, our goal is to remove barriers to employment. People have been incarcerated in court law, so we kind of think of it as like the ultimate removal of the barrier to expungement, because then those boundaries won't show up on your housing. So that's the general process of how we do it. Okay, so now I'm going to give you guys an idea of eligibility for regular and clean slate expungements. I'll start with regular expungements. So they function the same way, but what a regular expungement is for is if you've been convicted of only one felony. So if you have one felony conviction and no others, you file for a regular expungement, and there's a waiting period in terms of your eligibility for the expungement. So in order to file for a regular expungement, it must have been at least 5 years since the last day that you were in jail, on parole, on probation, or on a guilty conviction. So what that means is the latest date that you maxed out. So let's say you have one felony from 2000, with probation in 2001, we're well past 5 years from that, but you got a disorderly person's conviction in 2023. That's when your final waiting period. So from your most recent conviction. So if you're not quite within those 5 years yet, you're still waiting. Stick around, we'll give you the information about eligibility, and then as I always say to our participants here, stay close to reentry because we will file the expungement. If you have one felony and up to 3 disorderly person charges, you'll have regular expungement, and then if you have 2 or more felonies, this is the law that was introduced in 2019, you would get what's called a clean slate expungement. So clean slate expungement works basically the same way as a regular expungement, except for that waiting period is 10 years. You have to wait 10 years for the date that you complete probation, parole, or release. So that 10-year waiting period is to expunge your entire record. So you can expunge more than one felony, have harboring felonies for there, and harboring disorderly person. So that's the ultimate clean of the record. The other expungements, I just want to make sure I get to everything that's on this list on our page. The other expungements that you might be eligible for are if you have dismissed cases, maybe you're not eligible for regular expungement, you're still in that waiting period, but you have a few dismissed cases that are preventing you from getting work or housing, you can file the expungement cases as soon as there's no waiting period. You don't have to be eligible for considered able to file for cases that were dismissed, those are always eligible to be expunged. The other thing, okay, I'm going to talk about the rest of the on this list during the rest of the presentation, but generally, just like the message, regular expungements are for if you have one felony conviction, and the waiting period is 5 years, and clean slate expungements are for 2 or more felony convictions, and that waiting period is 10 years. I'm going to talk a little bit about the other things that can prevent you from being eligible for an expungement, and we do not expungement convictions. So you can see them all behind me. I won't go through the full list. I'll go through a couple of important ones. But if you have any of the convictions that are on this list, you're not eligible for an expungement. current law. And what that means is that even if you have a bunch of charges that would otherwise be eligible for expungement, if you have one conviction for one of these charges, you won't be eligible for file for expungement. That's just how it be. The path you can use, the two that I'll talk about, and the ones that come up on the often question for clients, are robbery and first and second degree CDS charges. So in the state of New Jersey, if you have first or second degree CDS conviction, you're not eligible for expungement. That being said, most CDS convictions in the state of New Jersey are fourth degree. So if you don't know the degree of your CDS charge, that's a great reason to get a screening by the service coordinator later today to find out if you have a third or fourth degree CDS charge. You'll be eligible for expungement. I'll also mention robbery, because oftentimes clients come to me don't really know if they're convicted of robbery, and it's pretty common for the robbery to be able to burglary that with our bill expungement. Robbery is not what burglary is, and you didn't know that it was a thing. I didn't either when I started filing expungement. But if that's something you don't really know which one you were convicted of, that's another great reason to work with a legal services coordinator to find that out and find out if you're eligible for expungement. You'll get an unexpungable conviction. The other type of expungement that I'll talk about is marijuana expungement. So in 2021, along with the state expungement, as you know, possession of use of marijuana recreationally was legalized in New Jersey. So a lot of people come to me and either have conviction for 2021 for possession of marijuana. If you have that conviction, or you think you might have that conviction for possession of less than 50 grams of marijuana, then you're eligible for expedited expungement. So it goes a little bit quicker than a regular state expungement, and you don't need to be eligible for regular state expungement because you get rid of those charges on your back. So if that's something you might think you have, our legal services coordinator process straight down. I know I keep kind of going back and forth about what the waiting period is once you actually file a petition. Record expunged. The reason I'm a little vague about it is this is a chart from an article a few months ago on the waiting times for expungement. So this chart is the number of expungement petitions that have been waiting for prosecutor review for more than 60 days. So the goal, the ideal, is that within 60 days, the prosecutor reviews the petition. If they have an objection, they send it back to you. If they don't have an objection, they send it to the judge. They granted. You can see that only a few counties actually achieve that 60-day mark. So some of our sites in Jersey City and Neptune are in those counties, that really can file within 60 days to get back to the prosecutor. Unfortunately, here in Newark, you can see Essex County worst offender for these wait times. At the time of this article, they had over 500 petitions that have been filed that were waiting for more than 60 days without prosecutor review. That's starting to speed up, so those numbers are probably lower. The state public defender's office has been working with the prosecutors to have to speed that up to try to move that process along. In fairness to people that are filing petitions, if they're out, should get this. This is just kind of an idea of how those wait times can vary, but in the ideal world, once those 60 days go by, if your expungement petition is granted, once your expungement is granted and it goes over to the state police department, they now, as of a recent settlement earlier this year, are trying to get all those petitions processed within 120 days. So they're actually moving faster than 120 days in many cases, which is really good. But the other helpful thing is that as of this year, they opened the portal online. So if you file your Jersey Reentry, you can copy of the portal. You can actually track your expungement. So once the judge signs it, says the record is expunged, you can go online and find out whether or not the state you've done that. And in the ideal, within 6 months of classification, no objection, people move along, your record is expunged. The last thing I want to talk about are common expungement objections and how to get past them. The reason I'm saying this now is that our legal services coordinators who file an expungement for you are going to ask about these things. And I want to make sure that they're on your mind so that we don't file a petition, wait 60 days or longer, and then an objection come back, which requires you to wait longer to get a hearing. So the first thing that I want to talk about is out-of-state or juvenile charges. If you have a juvenile record, most of those records get sealed when you turn 18 to What that means is when we put you in the Expungement portal, we would type one case in, and it would show up all the times that you were arrested in the state of New Jersey for dismissal, conviction, conviction. All of that shows up. If you have a juvenile record, it doesn't show up on that portal because those records are sealed. So if you have a juvenile record, you need to let the legal services program file now. It is required to be disclosed that record. I'll talk about how to get the records to be able to dispose them, but you do have to tell the prosecutor and the judge that you have that record, or they send a petition back to you and make you wait again. Hearing date. The same is true for out-of-state cases. So, for example, I'm filing someone petition here for someone, they were eligible for regular expungement. The petition got sent back to them because they hadn't disclosed a series of arrests in North Carolina. So then we had to go back, go through the North Carolina court system, find all of the petition, which extended into the period after the order process. So if you do have those out-of-state charges or federal charges, it's important that you're disclosing them before you file a petition. So preempt rejection from the prosecutor's office. And then while I'm mentioning out-of-state and federal charges, your Jersey Reentry here can only file a petition for cases like New Jersey. The reason being that the Department of Law lets us file in New Jersey, and our brand allows us to operate in Jersey. If you do have out-of-state cases that you'd like to be able to expunge, I know all usually refer clients to a legal aid organization in that state that can help them, but for New Jersey cases, this is where you're able to file those expungements and process those. The other thing I wanted to discuss, I think a common problem that might show up when you're on the screen, it's called multiple SPI number appearing in the petition. What this means is if you were ever arrested and you didn't use the name of someone else with your name when they were arrested and booked, sometimes it messes up your stuff. We try to pull your cases, it shows up with a ton of other people's cases, or one other person's case. To give you an example, I have two brothers that were kind of traded names after they got arrested. So one link in for expungement, his brother's record popped up, and his brother had an optional conviction, so it wasn't able to process his brother's record. There is a way around this. So the way around this, if you have multiple people showing up in your expungement petition with out-of-state or federal record or juvenile record that you can disclose, there's two ways that we recommend actually retaining your criminal record, which you can then attach the petition and give to the prosecutor. So go ahead and remove the chapter, clear up the record. All those things. The first one is how time to go. That's helpful if you have a juvenile record in New Jersey. The background check is the Jersey State Police, and it costs $42. If you need that, your legal service program will help you find process that. The other thing that we recommend if you do any out-of-state charges is go for people showing anything like that. It's called Field or USA. It's a nationwide background check for every time you actually think of it. So it's your full arrest record. I can clear up some of those disparities in the portal with multiple people and show your out-of-state record. And that's to help the prosecutor's office clear up the stuff. So that's everything I have on expungements. Does anyone have? I'm gonna give it a little bit of time for general questions, so how the process works, how the file works, all of that. If you have individual questions that are specific to like your charges, your basic, your expungements, I'm gonna ask you to save those for the services so they can help you with the work. If you have any questions, you can.
All right, well, thank you. Chase has a financial workshop that they want to do with you all. And we're going to move to the back. The legal services folks are going to do the floor. We have the list of everybody that came and registered. So I'm going to be calling the names. You can go ahead and go on back and I'm going to send you the legal services folks. If it's not complicated, if you are enrolled in our program, and it is not complicated, it's not like a necessary. We might be able to just get it filed today. But if it's complicated, if we need to follow up with you, we'll tell you that. And if you're not totally active on our website, we're going to check your eligibility, but then we're going to refer you back to the community site to follow the rules. So I'm going to go ahead and go back and get the list, and I'll start calling that.
minutes. Oh, yes, sorry. I'm the legal services coordinator for this site. We have a legal services coordinator at all 8 of our research and family sites. Many of them are in fact checked in, but I handle it.
Really excited to be here today. My name is Charles Pies, I'm a community manager from Chase. I actually work at the reentry side out of Lisbon. I've been coming here for the past 3 years. And I used to come here, I came here last year, the year before, but I started reading the windows store. I didn't let me come anymore, so that's why I started coming here. I like to come here more. And part of what we do for the community clients, we do workshops on a weekly basis. We talk about financial literacy. And actually, I saw some of my own clients. So if you guys know the presentation, don't give out the answers. The review, right? I saw some of my clients and I'm really excited to be here. So one of the things that we do for Reentry is get people, it's not credit assumption, but we help people start building back to the credit. We help people getting started with their financial journey as soon as they come to do. We also do community outreach, and we work with other nonprofits, and we connect to the human resources that take that. So today we're going to be talking about very important topics, understanding and building credit. Also, if you have any questions about account, any questions about banking, we have Tony and Rita here. They're the experts when it comes to our account. If you have any questions about you can stop me at the time of the presentation. I want to make it really interactive. If you have a question, don't be shy. If you ask a question, I'll give you a chase pen. Deal? All right. So I know this is a little more, so it's going to be hard for the people in the back. I'll do my best. I'll do my best to give you the information. So what are we going to be covering today? We're going to be talking about the different questions. Something really important. Mr. Damon mentioned, background checks are really big, right? There's criminal background checks. But a lot of companies are actually doing credit background checks to ensure that people are responsible to show up at work. And so credit is a big thing. Credit is a big impact if somebody gets hired. And that actually happened. About sharing this. Back when I was 20 years old, my credit was really tough. I've been only mistakes. And credit companies not like, oh, yeah, I didn't overspend. I happened to me. I live by myself, so I spend a lot of money, and I use my credit card to not going to pay the rent, so you use my credit card to pay the rent. And my credit was really low. I remember I applied for a job for a credit company to be at a call center, and I didn't get the job. So all my first experience with credit is serious. Also, I got declined for a few apartments. Wanted to get an apartment, they checked my credit, got declined. Wanted to go to the Super Bowl for it, got declined, that's all, yes, sir. Yeah. So I would, when my credit would go, I will put in the interview, I will get the job offer, when they do my credit check, they'll be like, you gotta keep credit, that's the brother to me up, so sorry, we're not losing that person. So credit can affect you in many ways. Just like a great criminal record. So we're going to cover that. We're going to cover checking for credit score and credit reports. And I'm going to give you a strategy. How do we do credit? Getting started with credit, which is really important. And at the end, we cover protecting your credit. There's a lot of things that out there. The hackers using AI, different things to get access to your information. So you dig into the information and apply for credit card. Anything that's made, not only credit cards, it could be electricity. It's something I've been seeing lately. People check their credit, and and they see ESPNG in Tennessee. Never been to Tennessee. Why do I have an ESPNG credit check in Tennessee? So there's a lot of things that are done. Alright. So what is credit? I know this is very important. Credit is buy now, pay later. That's not a company, right? Buy now, pay later. But it's not simple. If you just buy now, pay later, everyone will have a liquidity crisis. There's a big barrier with the buy now, pay later. There's no interest rates. So the interest on the credit card are what affects. So I'll share my first story with the credit card. I got it for $2,000. I go to Jersey Reentry, and I really wanted to invest my cash. I was really important to me when I was 19 years old. So I went in, and I maxed it out the week on the week. Went to September, and Wall Street. I was looking good. But then I got my first bid. I was like, you know what? I'm making $7,000 a year. Let me just pay $100. That's what I'm paying. And I can pay $100. And 6 months later, the man on the phone is saying, what's going on? Mama only told me it's gonna pay me. That's what Mama told me. That's all the love I got from Mama. So I'm not making Mama, I'm doing myself because I didn't do the homework. So I know that the $40 we're going to is the balance, and $60 we're going to interest on the credit card. Yeah, that. So just to fast forward my story, I had to get a second job overnight, and the $2,000 I spent in the home ended up costing me $5,000, and it took me 3 years to pay back. So I'm going to go out with an example of that. That the slower you pay a credit card, the longer the interest you're going to pay. So if you don't have a credit score, it's set. If you haven't done an application in the past 7 years, you might have a 0 score. So I think my first question to you guys. If you have a 0 score, what's one benefit of having a 0 score? One benefit. It's only one benefit of everything. One benefit of having a 0 credit score. You get the chance to think if you have a you can also go out and get you already asked the question. All right. So what's the benefit? So you can only go out what 0. Yeah, that's what happened. But there's another benefit. You have no debt. This job will you have nothing to speak like me. So we don't have to do first. So like you don't put down the first. There's nothing to be a thing. Trust me. So that's what we're about to run. If you get on the application the past 7 years, you have a 0 score. You want a credit report. The credit report was 7 to 10 years. And I worked with business for the past 3 years. And I don't know that Charles. I don't want to check my credit score. I'm having a good day here at Reentry. The lunch was great. I don't want to mess up my lunch. I don't want to check the credit. Then they decide to check the credit with me. I help them check it, and everything's clear. Then I told them how to credit from 2011, and that happened a lot. So credit. Every second year, you credit resets. The only that takes forever is to do that owes the credit. Sir. Questions. So you can take anywhere from 30 to 60 days once you get reported to the credit bureaus. That's what we have to do. Sometimes people pay collection, and the collection company might not report it to the credit bureau. So you always have to report it to the collection company from the lender to show that you already paid it off. It takes 30 to 60 days to clear all your the credit bureaus. So the next question for you guys: what are the 3 credit bureaus? 3 credit bureaus. Experience and invest in you. There's 3 credit bureaus. All right. Oh, the credit bureaus. All right. So now we're going to talk about utilize credits report. Why do this job? The list that comes here every Thursday, I go to Melinda every Tuesday, I don't have every Wednesday. So we meet you twice a week from different sites. And I love how we people get, I love giving people that second chance. Because that has a second chance to rebuild the credit as part of your managing area. So credit report was I want to check about it, show financial risk and responsibility. So importantly, you got a great credit score, you're a responsible person. The next thing, you can be the difference between being approved and being approved for the time. So when my credit was up, every time I used to apply for credit, I used to credit. Please, I want to hold the school over this year. That's why I approve you. You know, where when credit card is low, you got to be fine. So when you have a credit score, no aside, when you have a apply for something, you know you're gonna get approved just alone. That's it. You need to have confidence. You also can influence the interest you pay, especially when people go buy a car. That's what they like. Because if you go buy a car with a lower price, I'm going to show you some examples. But if you go buy a car with a lower price, you're going to be allowing the lower you score, the more you pay interest. And I'm going to show you some examples of that. But before that, let's define what the new price is. So what's the new price? So the next person who has $850. So if you price money, you are at $9.5. So $850 is the highest, the lowest is $300. I've never seen $300. Like 17 years today, never seen $300. I saw it in 2017. We went together. You got to 17. You got to do a lot of things to get 17. So most of the clients I see that I sort of industry, I think they're waiting for 560. We can make some adjustments to get back to 300 are very rare. I've also learned the 850. The day I did 850, when I shake my hand after the day, we're in suit. I never see. I scored 845. I see 845, 847. But that's a great question. The goal is to get to 70 tomorrow. We're going to qualify for the same promotion. So if the lowest interest rate on the market, they give you 4% for 72 months on a cash, you're going to get it to 70 months. You're going to get it. With that, that's the goal. With 70 months, if you build up your man, you get the best promotion. Any questions with the credit score? So then you have to follow the scheme. And that's what we do when I have people up here yesterday. I tell people with hospital bills, people have been incarcerated in that credit cards. So somebody that's now giving information, we can do it for you. And then the best thing about it is that we can do it online. You don't have to do it after. Back in the day, you have to send a letter and go to the post office. But now you can do it online. And the bureaus have 30 days to do the assessment, and they can find your signature or anything like that. They can do it well. So I'm like, all the first people I'm going to send you. So I like to Melissa, asking you guys for your email, because I'm going to send you some reasons for how to check your credit. That may be something confusing. All right. Now the back to the credit card. I feel bad for people in the back, it's kind of small. But this is the formula that the credit bureau uses. Experience impact in the future. Use this formula to keep your credit score. So 40% of your credit is maybe this 40% right there. So I think clients that have an 800 credit score, they miss 2 payments in a row, and they go down to start running. The payment history is the biggest factor of your credit report. So if you miss 1 payment, most of the time the bank is not going to reward it. We're going to people 9 people of that. We won't report the first one. But if you miss the second time, you can charge a fee, then you get reported to the credit bureau. It's taking you for 7 years. So that's the first thing. Payment history. The next thing is percentage credit in the union. So this is the part where most of my clients, I see that, the time the credit score. And that's usually 30% for the limit. So an example, let's say you have $1,000 credit card. What is 30% of 1,000? 300. And now you get it. And you got to think about that. All right. So he said 300. So once you go over 300, you carry it down over 300, you use more than 30% of your credit, and that affects. That's what you start and then get percentage next to your name. You might say you're using 28% of your credit. Once you get to the percentage, you got to be careful. You got to start paying down. You just got to make your credit flat. And most of the clients that I see on the credit go lower when they get from credit cards. That's why when I share my example, the first week I was about 99% of the week. And my credit went down because I got some credit card. So that's what you want to avoid. You see more than 30% of credit, and that's something that the bank will do. The next part, recent credit behavior. So if you're somebody that might say yes all the time when you go to the wall, right? When you go to the wall, they're going to say much to you anymore. They go like, you're going for the only preference, they 30% off. And you say, hi, welcome to only, and they take 30% off, you apply for credit. So the more you apply for credit, the lower your credit will be. So those are increasing your credit report. So the rule of thumb is make sure you do less than 4 applications in 12 months. So for example, this year you got 3 applications, you got 1 more. Once you go over 4, that makes your credit. You got to talk a little bit about increase as we keep going with the presentation. So be careful with the applications because they affect your credit. The more you apply, especially this happening in the Christmas season, you want to be the nice guy during the Christmas, Black Friday, on the only 30%. You want to get over this, you want to go to get, but that affects your credit, and that usually happens on the holiday. So be careful with the application, be careful. All right. So back to the bill. Who are we coming to a bill? Scary place to be, right? And then you can drive the car, and then when you come back, you have an application. And this is how they work with the credit. So the first thing you have to know credit score. Anywhere from 500 to 600. You got a 10% interest rate. I think that is the over with that. But you got a 10% interest rate, and the first thing you actually credit at the same car. $30,000 car, 5 years old, 60 pages, 60 pages. So the first one is credit rate at 2.4, same car. The first one was low credit got 10. So the main, the first one was low credit got 651. The first one was the credit limit $531. So they did it from $120, even more than $120. I think I can get too bad. You don't think so much, but it doesn't make a difference at the end. After 60 payments, after 5 years, the person with the low credit score is $39,047 for the same car. The person with the great credit is $31,066. $7,000 difference. That's because the person had a higher credit. So 1% having a great credit for those not saving you money, they gotta see this, right? Same car, the higher credit score is gonna save you more than 8%. And another thing I think like guys, when you go to a car dealership, always ask for the total. Because there's no cars in the room, right? The cars are no cars. But when you go to a car dealership, we talk about the freedom of it. But in there, it's just total, right? So let's say you walk into a dealership, and I tell you the car is $30,000 for 5 years, when you take it off, it's gonna be $60,000. But if I not going to be so sales is all about behavior now. But you want to do it, you buy a car, always have to do the total. So the total amount of the work, dealership fee, destination fee, you pay for a driving fee. I mean, but there's a lot of fees we see the middle sell. Always have to do the middle sell when you buy a car. You buy a car. Maybe the price will get you home. Charles, talk about it. And when you deal with it, got your car 50%. they used to be able to be created. So, be careful when you go to the dealership. Call. All right, the next part, we're gonna talk about the worst thing you can do with Wi-Fi, maxing out. So, like I will tell you, I'm maxed out I got into the speed in 3 years, but if the value was getting higher, I don't think I would have gotten out over the speed. If you look at the example here, this person maxed out $1,000 the first thing going on with that interest, they have one to they can pay every month. It's going to take this person 10 years to pay the all. 10 years to pay the $10,000 amount. And at the end, they'll pay $24,228 for the $10,000. But I'm going to be honest with you. Nobody pays $200 for pension or credit. Nobody does. I've been 17 years old. I paid credit for $200 for 10 years. Because people usually lose for a year and then they just let that go. They you know what, I'm not paying. Because in dollars, 20 over $7,000 is $2,110 that they're paying in interest. So if you pay $1 a month, you only pay $200 a year. So that's the first thing you do with credit, max it out. Any questions here, guys? Any questions? We're changing. Okay. We're going to keep moving on. So now we're going to talk about the credit reports. Before I do the work with all the reentry clients, and the first piece of what I'm going to say is so this is going around. Even email, we're going to be sending you this. You're going to get this on Monday. This is for our federal government. It's called annualpropertyreport.com. So once a year, you can get a free copy of the credit report. You can get the spirit and the credit union completely free. And people look at your email, and that's the first reason I'm going to be sending you. All right. So once you check your credit report, what is the first thing you want to do? First thing you want to do is ensure you have your public records. What are public records? Those are judgments. Those could be an old people. It could be an old credit card. It could be child support. So if you have a public record, it could affect you on the bank account. Because whatever you owe the public record, it could be taken from your account. So I was the people before you were any now, you're going to talk about financial security. Check your credit and ensure you have a public record. Something for you know. The next thing you always check is personal information. I was telling you guys in the beginning, there's all kinds of evidence there, especially for utilities, especially in different states. I've seen Tennessee, I've seen Las Vegas, Nevada, I've seen Florida. Check all addresses. Because if you see a different address in your water report, that means somebody in a different state has the information. Maybe it's going to answer something like that. Be careful. The other thing you want to check for voting history is also making statements that any year is disputed. So if there's no mistake in your name, you can dispute it, it doesn't so that's what you want to check. If there's an error in the credit report, you can follow it. So I know people that were incarcerated and they came out and they haven't mentioned it. They're like, I do have a mention. And people are people and they have to take it off. So you don't look for a part until you credit. If you see anything for right now, dispute it. And we're here 12, that's what we do. After this year's time. Any questions you have for information, you have a little information, you have points, they're going to be helpful with that. They can help with any of that stuff. All right. Now we're going to talk about getting started with credit. So what's the credit? Ready the bill for it? Yeah. All right. Cool. You get the change information for the next two. So that's all. All right. So get started with credit. So option number one is to start with credit. You need to start with one. Sorry for people that again. By utilities. So you guys know that you can tell your utilities, like for example, your cell phone company, your internet company. You can tell that every time you make a payment, you'll be rewarded with the credit card. I recommend this strategy for people that have applied for a credit card. I get people, Carl, every time I go to a place, I get What can I do? So when it starts building up, you can build it. You can even go with the rent. The utility company. So you can go, I don't recommend doing it with electricity or gas. Because the balance is fluctuating, right? With electricity, it's already not like paying $400, $200. If you miss a payment, it's the double the store. They're going to report this payment as well. We recommend doing this with cell phone and internet bills or the same amount or the fixed amount. The next strategy is permission for them to work with whatever. Yeah, nothing is going to stop. Yeah, yeah. I don't recommend doing it. Even in the right spot. Yeah. But I'm telling you, the all right, the other option is a secure credit card. Who has a secure credit card? If the secure credit is the way you start, it's just a little complex. Because the secure credit card you want to get. So for example, let's say you want to do a secure credit card. And you say, I want to do a secure credit card for $500. Let's say you give me the $500 and I come back in 2 weeks and you get a credit card for $500. What's the first thing you do? Spend it, right? And you can think about, you know what? I'm going to spend 20%, 25%, 30%. What we do is spend it, right? No money, right? You're not looking back there. You're still going to pay back. So that's the thing, because your credit card, most people do this, right? They get people for $500, they spend $490, and they start paying the payment. And what happens is they're paying into the wrong money. So that's what makes it a little complicated. It's hard to tell the person if you owe money, but you get the money 30%. Like, oh, my money, I don't know. So, yeah. So when you get a secure product, it's good, but you don't have to treat it like a regular credit. You have to respect, you have to follow very simple. Okay? The next option is full card. Full card, full sign, full card, most of the back credit stories like a year in the credit report are people buying cars. The summer, right? You go with your cousin, get a beaver, and it's get it, okay? You go with the beaver looks like the first year, but then the second year, I don't know, the original looking that good anymore. They don't look that nice anymore. And then it's not made that they can't get people. You miss for the 3 months, companies are going to be pretty hard. And most of the background I see, over. So if you have a strategy, make sure you go with somebody that you really trust, and make sure you go with a new car. I think the strategy works with 2 cars. So if somebody who doesn't want to make the car, they will take it. But if it's a brand new car, you won't pay that much. But you also have to pay the full amount. I would recommend it. To be careful with the whole type of strategy, really good strategy, but you have to be careful. The next option I cover is online training. So, anybody has children here? Any parents here? Parents, okay. Who are teenagers? Teenagers live like that. So, the online center, if you want to help your children build credit, as long as they're old, they're 13 years old, you can add to a credit card. They start building credit at 13 years old. It's a good strategy that allows people to love their children to build credit. However, you can use it for yourself as well. So, for example, let's say you have utilities that work for you. If you're a credit card, I don't know if I want to love credit cards, everyone says no. Whole fire, risky. Also, I sign. That's the other strategy. So far, it's not you have to find a family member or friend that has to credit card. However, you gotta be a credit card with no balance. Because I see it all the time. People like they go life, they go with friends. You have into your credit card, and the friend was like, yeah, my name is $3,000, but I you do not want to be that credit card. Now you go to me that credit. You want to be active with credit card, very no balance. matter. We feel our identity that we get it. You can make selling to the market. So don't buy online because usually people overseas selling, telling you they can actually your product for $1, and now they have to social, they work, and then you still your identity. So I got to this happen. So you're excited to people that you know and love and trust. You're getting out your information. And any questions you have, any questions. Now we're going to go to protecting the credit. This is a very important part. We want to protect your credit. You have to be selected on where you're going to apply for credit or for loan. So we're talking about hard credit increase and soft credit increase. There's a big difference. So let's define what hard credit increase. So anytime you go to a bank to apply for credit card, that's a hard credit increase. Anytime you go to a bank to apply for a loan, that's a hard credit increase. Anytime you apply for a market, that's a hard credit increase. Anytime you go to the dealership, before you try to financial banks, that's the hard credit increase. The hard credit increase, you take it credit for 2 years and you patch for 1 year. So you want to work on it. So you guys know what I said before? Every 12 months, that's the limit. Every 12 months. So we have to be careful with the hard credit. Now, let's keep on soft credit increase. So soft credit increase do not affect the rest of the service. So let's go over the points. Question. Yes. So we have to be mindful of the hard credit increase. With the average, I saw doing the example of Black Friday, when people just go buy the little Friday. When you go to a car dealership, they find like 4 or 5 different banks. And I'm traveling 4 or 5 different things. So we have to be careful because every car dealership. So credit increase are good because they have no impact on your price. So when you open a bank account, it's a soft credit increase. So that when you go for a job, if the job checks you credit as a general check, no impact to your score. So I get applying for 10 jobs. 10 jobs check my credit. So I'm 700, I'm still at 700. So that affects me. Anytime I get a credit card, it's a small thing. Say your credit card, people don't know. I open my credit card app, and all of a sudden it's open. And pre-approval loss, those are pre-approvals. They check your credit, and they just give you all. So I also want to clarify with this. You think, who thinks that the credit card? What do you guys think? You think checking credit is market free? Because back in the 90s, I used to be the myth. People didn't want to check their credit because they were scared to like, oh man. Back in the day, people will tell you don't check your credit. One day, don't check it. It's going to go down. The answer is no, because I always tell people, if that was the case, credit card, spirit, they will be out listening. Because I don't know, they check people's credit, and then they give you all. So checking your credit is good, especially in the time that we live now, with AI, and identity. You have to check your credit at least every month to make sure everything is good. So checking your credit is so important for that. I try to check that at least once a month myself. So, I got a question for you guys. You know, this is time to do it. The argument is about that. But I'll do it. I'll ask the question. I think you're paying attention. You go to your favorite store. You all play for a price card. You all right? All right, you go to the store. It's running price. This one's a little bit. So, the credit goes off, you can purchase workshop. You open your mailbox, you drop one offer, you got 12 different envelopes. Start hard inquiry or soft inquiry. And you guys are fired here. Wow. How many times soft inquiry? And I don't know that you'll do this. If you go to the market, I'm sure your information is a lot. Go right to United Airlines. And you check your credit. Start hard inquiry, soft apply for a student loan card. All right? Not always make good credit. You guys got to get the program. Nobody used to get these programs. These companies, they're open, grade 4, grade after year, grade out guys, and we can make them, we got to take it. So the next part is, you get a physical identity theft. There's just 3 things that you can also take. First, you give a piece of credit. So I will tell you if you have any issues with identity theft or somebody that you don't turn on your information, you can reach credit. When you reach credit, nobody can get anything under your name. Everything is declined as broken or free credit. So if you I also want to keep it in school. And totally credit journey. Change credit journey. So let's start with the change credit journey. I'm asking people to everybody. So this is the second thing you're going to say. Change credit journey. Free for everybody. No pressure on required. No bank account required. Anybody can use it. If you are mixing it, regard right models. And also, it's not about the data, it's not the data, absolutely free. This is the second reason how I give you for funding. I'm going to tell you guys a link, and I will just check your credit right now for a free credit journey. And we'll talk about the talk around how different people first is coming out of the they sort of check all the three parameters that you see something that's not your source, quality view, quality view. Here's all the diversity. I'm going to give everyone a business card. If you have any questions about somebody kind of commercial, any questions that you want to ask me, you can call me, myself, Melissa, or my mom on the table. The other thing I want to cover is this. I know my college will pass the QR code, but if you want to do it yourself, if you want to do it, I want to say thank you very much. I want to recognize you for investing in yourself today, following this great event, this content, and all the great things that you have before. We appreciate it. We do this work, like Governor said, we do this work every week. We will be in every single week. It's the listeners who have read the Newark. We all decide every week, so we really appreciate you. The last thing I want to ask, I want to tell you this question is survey. So you look at a survey, a survey, hopefully I will make it and the last thing is either you are on the QR code. You want to go to the local one and you want, or you want to visit one of our local branches, you can scan the QR code, or my contact information is QR code, and you can go ahead and scan it. Again, thank you very much. I really appreciate everyone here today, and I'm going to pass it on to our next we're going to be any questions, coming here to do that.
So for everybody that's still here, waiting to see one of the legal services coordinators, I'm walking around and I'm tapping people and kind of putting them online. Like we had a whole other system prepared, but it kind of went out the window. So if you are waiting to see one of the legal services coordinators, if you can just kind of move towards the back of all the chairs. Also, you guys have food coming, right? Food coming? And lunch is coming too. We got pizza coming. So if you're hungry, like stick around and we'll feed y'all. Okay? All right.